have your own thing, whether people make fun of it or not. I'm not saying that you'd be ridiculous, but I'm just saying it's just good to have your own thing rather than be part of the cool group or rather be part of a clique. It's just better to be.
You look so hard, but you can't see it in the. Just find it and take it, don't let regret it. Make me your only one. You choose it, don't lose it, don't let confuse it. Only then you'll be God. Feel like, feel like, feel like.
Okay, hey guys, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, and for turning on that notification bell button. I love you, but God loves you the most. So as I told you that I was gonna be inviting some of my friends in this episode about insecurities, because I realized like right now we have, not really right now, in the today's society, I don't know about the other societies, like the old generation, okay, today's society, like we just have we are going through a lot of insecurities. It might be because someone has told you something that you think you have a problem with, or it's about your physical appearance, your body shaming, and it's just a lot that has really been stressing you, or it has made you like go into depression, or just not to have like low self-esteem. So here it's just an encouragement from me, from us, for you to just understand that God created you the way you are and you are complete. No one should like tell you otherwise. So today's guest, we have not really a guest. Today's friend, like I have my friend here. She'll introduce herself and she'll just, yeah, we'll just have a conversation so that it doesn't look like an interview. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome, my dear.
Thank you so much. My name is Mary. In other circles, I'm known as Akumu.
Akumu. Yes. Her name is Akumu. If you're a Kenyan, that is how Americans pronounce Akumu. So her name is Akumu.
No, my name is Akumu.
I'll tell Stanley. Akumu. Yeah, her name is Mary Akumu.
Okay, the topic is not my name, so yeah.
So I just wanted you to share with us, because I feel like when we come out, maybe it will help people overcome maybe what they are going through, or what they have gone through. It can be like just something that will help people out there maybe to be confident about something that they're not confident about. Like just share with us about your insecurities, maybe growing up, maybe right now, and how it affected your self-esteem, and in some ways have you been able to overcome it? And if yes, then how? If not, like how are you dealing with it?
Okay, I am going to cover my insecurities, I think like in 3 stages.
Sure.
I'd say like my insecurities growing up, like as a child, I'd say that I lived a sort of sheltered life. So I didn't, and like a lot of confidence was instilled in me. So in my childhood, I can't say that I had a lot of insecurities. Maybe just the fact that I was the smallest in any group, like in the school and at home.
Smallest like age or young, or
no, smallest.
Okay,
smallest like in size.
One.
Like let me say like the tiniest. So like I used to be, and then I wasn't fast on my feet or things to do with the hand. Like I didn't know how to do things with the hand. I was mostly a bookworm. So like I was really slow with games probably. So I mean, since people never used to want me in their team, because of course like I would slow them down. So of course I would feel bad regarding that. Other than that, I'd say my childhood was good, but I just had insecurities in the sense that, like, even while growing up, I always tell myself I'm bad at games, but I'm actually good at some games.
So which is your favorite, like, which games, like, do you like doing? Is it like a sport? Like, you just, like, enjoy doing this? Or because, like, you grew up with that insecurity, like, okay, and you grew up knowing, like, okay, I'm not really fast with games and I can't really go into that.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, do you have, like, your favorite sport, your favorite game that you enjoy doing? Or
yeah, I love running, actually, because you don't really have to think when you're running.
yeah.
Or yeah, so that's what I love. I'd say that's the sport that I love. And I also like some strategy games, not all of them, but I love some.
That's good. So, like, right now, what do you think you've been able to overcome what people thought you are, or are you still, like, you still have that in mind, like, okay, I'm not really good with this or something like that?
I think I've just come to accept. I know that I'll never be great at some movement games, but like I approach things in the sense, I mean, like I haven't blocked my mind to having new experiences in terms of games. Yeah, I mean, I've just accepted that some people are better at games, but that doesn't mean that I can't do it.
Sure.
It's just that I enjoy some games more than others, so that's okay.
That's good. So you are supposed to cover it in 3 stages.
Oh yes, so that's my childhood, and then the second stage I'd say is my teenagehood. I'd say I went to one of the best high schools in Kenya. And no.
I think you can even tell us the name of your school.
No, I'm not going to go there.
Why?
Maybe it's debatable. I mean, I don't want to start that debate right now.
Okay.
So I
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
story.
let's leave it at that.
But I'll tell you where she went.
No. Let's leave it at that. So of course I was used to being the best, you know, like
of course you are a bookworm.
Yes, so I was used to being among the best in my, I mean, like in primary school. So in high school you meet people who are much better than you in all respects. So I mean, and then like there were people from all walks of life, you know.
Yeah.
Like there were people who were very, I mean, who are very rich, and I mean like all sorts of backgrounds. And so like in high school I'd say, okay, maybe that wasn't it, but there were cliques, you know.
Yeah.
Like there was the cool clique, and then there was the shady group. And
there's always that.
Yes. Yes, and unfortunately I fell among the shady group.
Well, you are not that cool.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Now it doesn't seem that important, but then I mean, when you're a teenager, of course, like it's so important, you know, because I think I am one of those people who came to high school with a very long skirt. I remember like a bit, and I mean like, and then like my clothes, I remember the first day, I mean the first week, I remember like someone in fourth form came and made fun of that dress of mine, and I really liked that dress. She made a sarcastic comment about the dress, and during that time, like I didn't even understand, I mean like I didn't understand her sarcasm. So she said that it was a very nice dress, and I said thank you, only for members of the class to laugh.
You're like, okay, what
yeah, so I was like, oh, it's not a nice dress, but I mean for me I liked it. But I mean but as I have grown up, or as I continue doing my high school, like it actually informed me that you know, not everyone has to fall under a clique.
Yeah, sure.
I know I am weird in some ways, but I mean that is what makes me me. So let me just be, if I'm not affecting anyone else, let me just be weird in my way, you know, because even like the best fashionistas or geniuses in music, or I mean geniuses in other spheres, people used to think them weird, but actually like they came up with their own thing. So it's just better to have your own thing, whether people make fun of it or not. I'm not saying that you'd be ridiculous, but I'm just saying it's just good to have your own thing rather than be part of the cool group or rather be part of a clique. It's just better to be unique. So I remember in high school, like my self-esteem, I think, suffered the most. Because, yes, I think I was used to being the best, and then
become these cool kids.
Yeah, come these cool kids, and then of course
they're also maybe smart.
Yes, and then now I can't make up for it with my grades also, because yes, so that was it. It really suffered a hit, but it wasn't all bad. Shout out to my school. It wasn't all bad.
Which school are we really shouting at?
No, it wasn't all bad. I think that's also where I learned. This is off topic, but let me just say it. That is where I learned about principles the most. Sure. I mean, the reason why I do things, not just the reason why I do things and the reason why I don't do some things. Yes. So that I mean, if someone challenges me and asks me, why don't you do this thing, or why do you do a certain thing, I can tell them a reason, a logical reason. Yes. And yeah, I can stick to my principles, and my school is a big part of that.
Yeah, I think that is good. Like when you look back, like you had this clique, like yes. You have to be either the cool kid or the shady one.
Yes.
Like, what do you think? Like when you look back right now where you are and how it was then, what do you think? Like, what's really, like, does it make you maybe regret not being the cool kid, or like what do you like? What can you like say when you go back to it, like when you think about it right now?
No, I don't regret being a cool kid per se. I mean, because like being shady, I think I am kinder. I'm not saying that the cool kids are not kind.
Sure.
It's just that if I'm in a certain setting, or if I'm in a certain place, like I can notice other people's insecurities, and I can notice when someone doesn't feel good enough or cool enough, you know, and I can be able to empathize with that person and actually, I mean, make them feel better about themselves, or just treat them as someone who is not lesser than me. Because, I mean, right now, it doesn't matter if you are cool or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not going to pay your bills. Yeah, right now it really, really doesn't matter.
Actually, when you say that, it reminded me. We have a friend called, Abed. He's a Kenyan. He also stays here. Like, you know what he says? Like, okay, we have people who have come from Stareg, people from Alliance, people from Status, people from... And then he says all of us are in Turkey. It's like, but now... Oh no, I've mentioned the big schools, or people from these local schools. And then he says, okay, we have like, okay, when I mention those names, we have like the national schools, like the well-known schools, and then we have the village schools. Not really village, like just those, you have to really go deeper for you to find the schools. So like, he's like, okay, but now we are here. Meaning like opportunity comes for everyone. And also like, it doesn't mean like, when you're cool, like it will always be cool for you. It's not that it's not a bad thing to be cool, but don't make another person suffer just for you to look cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. So do you think like on that actually, do you think like our surrounding, like the society or the people that we are surrounded with, does it really like our environment, I would say, does it affect our self-esteem, or does it affect like as being secure or insecure? Because you told us about your childhood, like you had a shelter, meaning like you had parents who really understood, like, okay, we have every morning we'll tell our kid like, oh, you're beautiful, you're this, you can do this, you know, to just make them like have that confidence. So that helps you to grow up knowing that, okay, I got this, I'm beautiful, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So do you think like the environment really helps you, like be it in middle school, be it in high school, like did it really help you with your insecurities or with your self-esteem? Let us talk about self-esteem actually. Did it really help you or not?
Yeah, I'd say the environment plays a part, but I've always said and I've always thought that what is in the inside is what matters the most. Like what you feed yourself in the inside, so that even if the environment is harsh or even if the environment is bad, then it won't really affect you. But you'd have to remember that this was high school, like we were teenagers, and that is when, like,
you feel like, you know what?
Yeah, you know, exactly.
Yeah, I'm out here.
Yes,
I have to see me, recognize me. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, when you're a teenager, you're not an adult, and
you're trying to find yourself.
Yeah, you're trying to find yourself. So I mean, it's a sort of a transition point. I mean, as a teenager, you suffer so many insecurities because you're trying to become an adult. And of course, during that time, I don't know, but during that time, I wasn't really close to my parents, of course, because, I mean, you're also like trying to be cool, you know?
I wanna cough. Sorry, we will cut that.
Yeah. I mean, you're also trying to be cool, and you think that you know everything, and your parents really, like, you put them at a certain corner.
No, you don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you're a teenager. So maybe that also played a role. Because now, I mean, like my dad would always, he still tells me, oh, you are the best. Oh, I mean, you're this, you're this, you're this. Of course, he would affirm me, but then I was like, oh, maybe he's just telling me that because he's my father, you know. But like, he's not the one facing this thing in high school, you know. And then of course, and then of course, like, you blame your background, like how you were brought up. Maybe that's the reason why, like, you're categorized as shady or whatever. Yes, but right now, like, I'm really grateful for it, you know. Yes.
Okay, guys, so that is it for today. We're gonna wait out for, not really it for today, so we're gonna just end here for now, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna still proceed with Mary for part 2 of her story. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell button. We love you, but God loves you most. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.